Press the bell icon on our YouTube app and never miss another video from SpotboyE.
You've seen them before as a couple and Dum Laga Ke Haisha, and now they are back as the same couple in Shubh Mangal Saavdhan. So let's have a chat with Ayushmann Khurrana and Bhumi Pednekar. First of all, let me congratulate you for the success of Toilet, and your film has got a really good first word of mouth going on. So like, how did you all manage like two films promoting together, you doing post promotions?
I think it's a very unique situation that we are in right now. There are hardly any actors who see both the films releasing simultaneously back to back, and we are glad both the films have done well. Toilet has done really well, and Bareilly is gaining great word of mouth, got great reviews. So it's the positivity that's being carried forward with for Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, and we're glad that Shubh Mangal Saavdhan has got great response to the trailer. Everybody's like really intrigued about this particular film.
True.
So I think it's a happy situation as now.
And what about Toilet? Like, how was the promotions and all?
Very hectic, but I think the way we promoted Toilet was slightly different. You know, we didn't do your regular city touring and all. It was more of field work, meeting people that are affected by the problems, meeting a lot of governments that and ways that we could associate our film with them and bring about a change in whatever way possible. So that was hectic, but it's amazing. I think Toilet and Shubh Mangal Saavdhan are such different films that they have their own identity. So it's and so is Bareilly Ki Barfi.
Yeah.
Like all three films are they are different from each other. So I'm not really worried. I think all three would do well.
With Bareilly Ki Barfi, we travelled to Ahmedabad, Delhi, and we specifically targeted metros mostly because we thought we'll have great footfalls in the multiplexes. But with this particular film, Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, we're also going to BNC centres because this particular problem of erectile dysfunction in urban cities, people are still progressive and they talk about it. But the idea is to reach the grassroots level, so it becomes a kind of a talking point even in BNC centres. That's the main agenda of the film.
Okay, you mentioned about being a multiplex kind of a thing. Like, this is a film which associates to the rural people, even Toilet and Bareilly Ki Barfi, all of them. So do you think like audiences nowadays are lapping up to these kind of films which have a rural connect?
You know, 70% of our nation dwells in primary sector. Only 30% is urban. So I think the stories in the heartland, they resonate more with the people across the nation. So I think they love simplicity now. Ideally, it boils down to entertainment, be it an urban story or a rural story or a small town story. But this is the flavor of the season, the small town,
because
realistic.
the big ones are not doing that well. Only these smaller ones are really catching up.
I think, as I said, it boils down to entertainment and the content. I think people like Amir Khan and Akshay Kumar, they're marrying content and commerce together. So I think that's a great benchmark they're setting for us.
And also there are great stories of survival and spirit in these in this strata of the society that we are speaking of, and it's completely untapped. Like such films were made in the 70s and in the 80s.
Yeah.
Actually 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s were a different ball game, and after that. So I think there's such desi-pan in this that now people want to watch Indian stories, Indian characters. Like now cinema is not just about a fairy tale, because now people can go to Switzerland themselves, they can go see everything on the internet that they want to see, you know. So it's not about all the frolic and fun and color anymore. Now it's all about realism. Now it's our cinema has definitely evolved, right? And so have the audiences. Now they want to see characters that they can relate with, problems that they are actually suffering from but cannot speak about, you know. And I feel films really start a conversation in very many ways, because a successful film leaves you with an impact. And if that impact is positive, and if it's a film like Shubh Mangal Saavdhan or a Dum Laga Ke Haisha or Toilet Ek Prem Katha, all these films leave you with some sort of message, you know, and that message sort of starts a conversation within the family, which later turns into a bigger thing. Because with Toilet, I've seen the kind of effect it already has, you know. There are people, every day there's an article where girls are inspired from the film, and they are refusing boys left, right and center because there isn't a toilet. Government, there are so many state governments that have started rules about this. So there definitely is a wide effect.
Okay, and talking about the audience changing itself, a lot of actors keep saying that the audience has to change. Do you feel that they have changed or they are changing?
Of course they have changed.
I think we are only here at the kind of films that I do, at least. because my audiences have changed. Like 5-7 years ago, Dum Laga Ke Aisha, nobody would have even entered. Moti Ladki, hero, failure.
I think
Kaun
5 years
hai?
ago still, but I think
Okay,
10,
10
15
years.
years
10
back.
years would be-
10 years.
And
No, not 15.
This
10
is the
years
time.
would be-
This is the time
10,
when content-based cinema is doing great commerce. There were times in 70s and 80s when there was this a schism between parallel cinema and commercial cinema. But I think now the marriage is there, and both as I said, Amir Khan and Akshay Kumar, they are getting these two things together, these two entities together, which is great.
Okay. And talking about Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, the film, like how different is it? Like obviously it is very, very on the other strata for you, like from Wiki Donor. You had a sperm donor there, you're like an erectile dysfunctional person here. So how has your graph been changed from there till here?
A lot of people are saying life has come full circle after
true.
too much of donation.
Yeah.
This has led to erectile dysfunction, and there are a lot of memes,
Memes going on
online, and I think that's great. Works for the film in a way, and at the same time, I guess I've become the flag bearer of
these kind of
I've put the male genitals
sexuality.
on a pedestal,
and it's out there, so now people are talking about it.
And the main motive of the film is that people should be open about it, not brush it under the carpet. And this is the problem which exists, but nobody talks about it. I don't know anybody. Nobody spoke. My friends don't speak about it. I don't even know whether they are suffering from it or not, because in a patriarchal society like in a nation, I think there's a lot of male ego. Nobody wants to talk about it.
True.
But after watching this film, probably they will speak about it.
Okay.
It's a trigger.
And talking about your journey, so you did toilet now you're doing this. So like how has your graph been? Your graph remains to be the
Actually,
same
my
rural kind
graph,
of people.
I don't understand this question when people say your graph is the same rural, small town. I mean, see, these are the kind of films that are being made. My challenge is how do I differentiate every character of mine even though it's in the same setup, okay? You have a group of friends, are you the same with, all of you all similar? So how can my characters be similar? These
So how do
girls
you
are
differentiate between the three of them?
See, in Dum Laga Ke Haisha, she was set in the 90s, okay? It was a different era. Her aims and ambitions were different. Her exposure was different. Jaya has a lot of strength, my character in Toilet. She is opinionated. She has a voice. You know, she's a go-getter. She believes in she believes that a revolution or change needs to happen. Sugandha, my character in Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, on the other end, she also comes from a very protected life. And her aspirations are कि मैं भाग के शादी करूँ, मुझे कोई दूल्हा आए. Their worlds are very different. The only thing common between all these three girls is that they have a lot of self-respect and strength.
Okay.
You know, which all the women in our country have, because you know, girls in our country, they've never had easy lives.
True.
You know, that 10% ho gaya, and I'm lucky that I'm in that 10%. You know, they've always been taught to toughen up, be strong, you know, and be sort of prepared for the worst to happen. You know, and that's how they get their strength, and that's how my characters get my strength.
Okay, talking about your acting, like you have worked against opposite an Akshay Kumar who's been there for 25 years. You have been with Ayushmann.
AK connection.
Forget about the AK connection. Like out there on the set, like when a younger actor is there, younger star is there, and when someone who's there for 25 years, like
It's the same.
You don't find any difference?
No,
working?
it's the same. I'll tell you what. I'm going to speak about Akshay sir first. I was very intimidated by the idea of working with Akshay sir, but he made me as comfortable as I am working with Ayushmann.
Okay.
You know, the way he is on set, his experience of 25 years adds in a lot. You know, because he literally knows he knows everything that is happening, you know, but he really made me very comfortable. So as a co-star, the kind of chemistry I shared with with them on screen is the same.
Okay, and how much did this is the second film that you're doing with her, so like any difference in the partnership, in the relation?
Yeah, we become
30
better.
kgs.
30 kgs different, yes. Apart from that, we become better friends with Shubh Mangal Saavdhan.
Okay.
Dum Laga Ke Aisha, yeah, we were more like acquaintances or co-actors or colleagues. But I think your chemistry doesn't depend on your personal equation. If you're good actors, you look good on screen, you will have that give and take. But of course, we have become better friends, and even in Shubh Mangal Saavdhan, it's an organic transition again from Dum Laga Ke Aisha. And
you were also doing another film in the middle, if I'm not wrong, Man Marziyan.
Yes.
What happened to that film? Like you all were there.
There are
on set, so
certain
you all
projects that come together. There are certain that don't. You know, he's had 3 releases since then. I've had 2, and 2 more that will happen. So it's like that. And now we've done a film. Shubh Mangal Saavdhan is with the same setup, the same producers. So it happens. You know, it's just a part and parcel of your professional life.
True. Okay. So talking about like a film getting shelved or not coming out finally, there has been like a couple of cases with you in your career. So do you think like it's like a lot of people say that he is very unlucky when the projects come on it. So like, do you feel that at times?
Not really. In fact,
Can I go sock these people? Have they seen Bareilly Ki Barfi, Dam Laga Ke
no,
Aisha and
he's
Vicky
talking
Dona?
about
The scripts that there have been like, if I'm not wrong, Agra Ka Dabra
Yeah,
was there,
yeah,
then
yeah.
Hamara Bajaj or something.
Yeah.
I don't like that somebody is putting an unlucky. What
no,
is
not
this
unlucky.
rubbish?
It's like the
The
project
scripts,
did
the
not
projects
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both it's the same project.
Yeah.
Hamara Bajaj and Agra Wada, it's the same project. It's that Shujit Sarkar doesn't go ahead with the project until he's 100% sure about the script.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was just that he was not convinced about the script. That's the
And
only
I think
reason.
you rather not do the film than it turn out to
Yeah.
be something that's
Of course.
bad, because a film lives with you always, yeah. You know, so you rather आप वो project करो ही ना.
And on the other aspect of this, like you're being tagged in a separate way, you're being tagged as like the queen of like giving blockbusters. You've done
Oh
two
God,
films.
I've only done 2 films. I hope
Exactly.
the third one is also a blockbuster. That's
So how do you react to such
I
kind
think that's unnecessary pressure. You know, you are not responsible alone for a film doing well or not doing well. It's a collaborative effort. We can never take away from what the director, the writers, they are the film. You know, filmmaking is a director's medium, and अगर एक पहिया भी आपका ढंग से नहीं चले ना, पूरा प्रोजेक्ट ठप हो जाएगा. So it's a collaborative effort. I think when energies come together and you do it with all honesty, it just works.
Okay. And you have had a success rate of 100%, so I'll not ask you this question. Like if a film doesn't do well at the box office, does the offers and all that come by to your side, do they diminish, or like you're picking up the projects like that change in a manner?
As far as your craft is not questioned, people
Yeah.
like your work, I think projects will come to you.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just that the budget of the film changes. Of course, interesting stuff is coming my way. I don't expect somebody to mount a 60 crore film with me.
Okay.
I do medium budget to small budget films. So I think they're high on content and the recovery is easy at the box office. So till the time I don't score a 100 crore film, I think that mounting will not be there. But at the same time, if they believe in me as an actor, then definitely the offers will be amazing. Like next, I'm working with Sriram Raghavan,
Yeah.
a thriller. It's a change in genre, and this is the first time I'll be playing a dark character. So if a Sriram Raghavan trusts me, that really means that, you know, he has that confidence in me as an actor and a performer.
And you know, I also feel that one thing that I've seen all of Ayushmann's films because he's a great friend. But I think he shines in every film of his, you know. It can be a film that doesn't work to a film that works. Like I'll tell you what, when I watched Dam Laga Ke Aisha for the first time, it is my first film.
Yeah.
I'm watching it for the first time, and there were scenes where I wasn't looking at myself and I was looking at Ayushmann because he was so phenomenal. You know, and I really think he genuinely shines everywhere. That's why he's still, like the kind of lineup he has, the kind of films he's done, they're so high on content that even in the future he's just going to keep churning good films. Some might work, some might not. Same as
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course,
But
yeah.
That's
he
for
just
every
shines.
film,
Yeah,
yeah.
he just shines as an actor.
The thing is, you can try different things. The idea is to take risks. You know, you have to be radical with your choices, and some may work, some may not work.
Okay. Talking about the music, like because we are music partners with this film, I wanted to know this specifically from you. You are a singer. There's a new thing that's going on, like remakes and remixes, which has come out of the like old songs being remade now in every other film you have. Do you think that this fad of having remakes in every film is a
It
good
should
thing?
just connect with the masses.
Okay.
Most of the people, in fact, this generation, they don't know about those
Correct.
songs. It just increases the shelf life of that song.
Okay.
It works. If it works, then I think go for it. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the problem?
But
Of course,
would
purists
you-
may say
Yeah.
that, you know, they should not be remade, and you know,
Exactly.
they should be,
He
the
doesn't
sense
want
should
them.
be
No,
there.
it's not that I don't want it. I like it the way
But how do you
it's
reach
there.
out to the current generation?
Yeah.
But there should be newer generation will have a newer set of
But
music.
there are new
obviously.
songs.
But they
99% of songs are new songs. और
Yeah.
remix कितने होते हैं? 5% होंगे.
And I
How
think
does it
they
matter?
need to be aware of what all the beautiful melodies that we had back
Yeah.
then, yeah. Like Tamma Tamma from Badri, Tamma Tamma, you know.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
what a hit song back then, and now they sort of recreate. It's in every nightclub. It's amazing.
There's a certain thing that I read a couple of days before, like after Toilet Ek Prem Katha, you have hiked your price. Is there any truth to that?
My managers, yeah, I also want to know if there's any truth to that. And I'll tell you what, I'm not in the money game yet. Okay, I'm just 2 films old. I'm too new to care about how much I'm paid or what all. Every time I get a good character, that thrill for me is a lot more than the whole money bit of it.
Okay.
You know, as of today, maybe once I start getting those numbers, it might change. But for me, it's only about the film. Like if it's a director and a script that I love, I know monetarily how much I get won't matter.
Okay, and do you believe in the concept that there's a disparity between the wages between
100%. Like there have been times when films that I've done or not done, where the money I was offered was not even 4 or 5% of what the lead guy got. That is that's 95% less than what the hero was getting, and the hero could just be a few films. He's probably just done a few films more than me, but it's just the way it is. But having said that, I also feel that I've only done 2 films, and there are great examples in front of us of female actors that are now demanding what they rightfully deserve, and I feel they would have made things easier for newcomers like me because they would have already fought that battle. And I really am glad that actresses today are speaking about pay disparity, because a 90%, 95, it's ridiculous. You know, we put in the equal, we work as hard as the guys do. We put in, the film is equally important to us, and today your female characters are changing. You know, you're just not there as a puppet. You really invest and give in a lot to the film. You know, there are characters that are being celebrated. Like, look at what Kangana does, look at what Priyanka Chopra does, Deepika does. Like, they are brilliant, right? Their characters are remembered, they'll be remembered for generations. So why have this disparity?
Okay.
I think it'll take time. You know, of course, in this day and age, we are making films which are women-centric, and if these films churn out 100 crores at the box office, then definitely I think the pay hike will be there for sure, because we live in times where gender parity is happening, and but we'll go there for sure.
Okay. And what after Shubh Mangal Saavdhan that you all are doing? You are doing
I'm
one
doing
with
Sriram Raghavan's film,
Raghavan.
and we've finished 40% of the film.
Okay.
So I'll be resuming the second scare in October, and in Pune, and some days in London.
Okay. And what about you?
I will talk about what I've already shot. What I'm going to shoot, I can't speak about yet. But I have done Zoya's film in Bombay Talkies, and it was wonderful working with her because she's been on my wish list. And I'm very, very lucky that whatever I'm doing in the future are with directors that I've been wanting to work for years. So I'm very happy.
Thank you for being on the show, and I'm hoping that this film also will turn out to be as good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.